and welcome to Let's Talk Aging. My name is Gwyneth Johnson. I'm the CEO of Second Wind Dreams. We are an organization dedicated to changing the perception of aging. Through this interview series, we will showcase individuals and organizations dedicated to changing that very same perception. Today, we are lucky enough to have a conversation with Temitope Walker. She is the Nutrition Senior Hunger Coordinator for the Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services. Welcome, Tope. We are so happy to have you with us today on Let's Talk Aging.
Gwyneth, it's great to see you this afternoon.
See you. I would like to just tell our audience a little bit about you. I've had the personal pleasure of knowing Tope for quite some time. She is at the DHS, Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services, and she is the Nutrition Senior Hunger Coordinator for the state, which is amazing that we have one, and she's an amazing person to be that person. I also had the pleasure of watching her defend her PhD at the University of Georgia, and she did her doctoral work in exactly what she's doing now. And so the state of Georgia could not have found a better person. Welcome, Tope.
Thank you. Your check is in the mail.
Well, let's dive right into questions. I know people have probably heard of state units on aging before, but they probably haven't heard of a senior hunger coordinator before. Indeed. So can you tell us about your position?
I was absolutely fortunate that just as I was defending my PhD, I had the opportunity to interview for this position. And that really came about with the implementation of Georgia's and really the nation's first senior hunger state plan. And of course, I am talking to the person for whom I am very much grateful for the opportunity, who really was leading in that effort to have that happen. And so one of the recommendations of the state plan on senior hunger was to have a senior hunger nutrition coordinator. And so my main goal involves helping in the implementation of the state plan. And one critical part of that is actually providing support to what we now have are 12 senior hunger regional coalitions that exist across the state. So if you are familiar or not, we have 12 area agencies on aging that map along the state, all across the state of Georgia. And there is a senior hunger coalition for each of those. So I help in coordinating that effort.
That's amazing. I can't believe that all of this has come to fruition and that each region has a coalition. I mean, you have to do this work at grassroots levels.
Absolutely. And my hat's off to the coordinators, to those members who are on those coalitions who are doing the work. At the state level, we, of course, are excited to be able to connect people and provide the top level support, but it's really the people on the ground who make the difference. And so we're grateful to have our ears and eyes to be able to see what's going on.
That's fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about what the most important thing you have learned in serving elders?
Well, it's really a combination of the fact that, of course, my PhD work and volunteering and being able to go to church with older adults, have older adults in my family. The 10 years of just in the aging field has really just made me realize that there's a diversity of older adults that goes beyond just age itself. And that when we talk about that, that is a diversity of abilities, of desires, of experience. And it makes me think of the adage that says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That is completely out when you think about older adults. And so because of the diversity that I've just talked about, it really just tells us that we should really encourage and develop and transform the lives of older adults, because we know that that diversity means that they can change, they can adapt, and there is so much more in this life as we age. And so that's really what I've taken out of the experience of working with older adults. They are unique and diverse as they are in age.
That's fabulous. And exactly what my heart feels as well. Um, we're human beings,
Indeed.
and we're all so different, and that doesn't change as our age increases.
Absolutely.
It may even become more diverse as our age increases.
Right.
How can people get involved with your organization and with the senior hunger work that you're doing?
Absolutely. So that question has a lot of tiers to it. So I'll say it this way. So of course, I was fortunate to get this position at the Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services. So I will plug first that we have positions that are opening all the time within I'll specifically talk about the Division of Aging Services, and I'll just encourage people. This is my one of many shameless plugs here that I would encourage people to check out aging.georgia.gov for job opportunities, for volunteer opportunities, because that makes a difference as well. To find out where your local area agency on aging is located, because you have an opportunity to engage locally. So we have offices, we have the area agencies on aging to be able to volunteer where you are. And I'll say the other part for me is before I was working here, I was a student. And I very much enjoy the fact that we have student interns that have an opportunity to work with us. And so it was awesome to me to find that it was a student that was also integral in helping to write the first state plan. And so that lets me know that I'm part of an organization that values students and in some cases hires them. And so all of those opportunities are there to work, to volunteer, and to intern. So come join us. And I'll say, I'll just add, as far as the Senior Hunger initiative, sometimes people are just thinking about it as meals or that very centralized focus of that. Mm-hmm. And so one of the great things about the state plan is it really kind of has us thinking about the fact that when we think about senior hunger, there are so many things in the peripheral that make a difference in why a senior is hungry or not. And so what that means is you can be a part of helping without necessarily being in the providing meal part. So it could be helping a senior to get SNAP benefits, or helping with transportation or housing, medical expenses, or supports for that. I mean, there are so many different ways to engage. So think broadly when we think about ways to engage with senior hunger. That is the big message here. So whatever you're thinking as, I don't know if I fit, you fit. We just got to figure out a way to see what the connection is with that, because there's so many things that impact senior hunger. And we need everybody at the table.
We do. I've always believed that if we all looked next door and made sure our neighbor had food and resources, that it would resolve a lot of problems. And a lot of what we focus on here at Second Wind Dreams is creating communities around older adults, or re-engaging them in the community. Because there's so much we can provide them. There's so much they can provide us. And we need all of us together to do this stuff.
Exactly. That village adage is just not for kids.
Yes, that's the truth. It takes all of us throughout our lives.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about upcoming events or resources that you have later this summer?
Well, thank you for that. One of my other roles and that I serve in this capacity is actually to help in the planning for the annual Senior Hunger Summit. So I first got an opportunity to participate as a student, and now I help in planning these. And so we're actually preparing for our 5th Senior Hunger Summit. Like many other conference planners last year. Some got canceled, some pivoted. So we are pivoting in this moment of the extended pandemic experience that we're in to have a fully virtual experience. And so there's been a really huge silver lining here though. Not only are we in this virtual space, we are able to offer the summit at no charge. And so that has been really exciting. And so the event that I've been talking about all this time is taking place on Tuesday, June 15th. And it is going to be an all-day event. We are excited to be debuting a corporate leader award and having an opportunity to hear what is happening in each of the regions. So I've told you that we have these senior hunger coalitions. And so we'll get an opportunity to see what's going on, what are ways that people can engage, and at the same time, find out what is the current state of senior hunger nationwide. So please, if you have an opportunity, we'd love to have you. And of course, if you want to find out more, same website, right? aging.georgia.gov. So come on, we've got room for you.
Fantastic. And I'm thrilled that this is still going on and you're in your 5th year. That's just amazing.
Indeed. It has been an awesome experience. I mean, to be able to raise awareness about senior hunger and just find out so many diverse ways at which we can address senior hunger and meeting people and engaging, that's where we're going to make a difference. You know, finding someone who has a resource, someone who needs that resource and connecting those people. And so we totally have many experiences of which that actually happens. So I'm excited about this 5th one coming up.
If someone isn't able to join the day of, will this be available in a recorded method?
Absolutely. So I'll just say, if you're not able to attend and would like to view the summit, I encourage you to register anyway. And so you'll be able to access all of the sessions up to 6 months after the event. But of course, nothing beats having that fresh experience of being there. So I encourage you to do that so you can experience and network with people in real time. But yes, absolutely, if you're not able to engage. And I will say this, of course, the summit is like sort of a culminating event of the year, but we're in a unique year. So I've talked about the fact that we have a state plan, and can you believe it, of the recommendations that we have, we're very close in this year of completing all of the state plan recommendations, which means that time has come for us to be thinking about the next state plan. So I don't have dates yet, but I do want to just put this out there because it's not just about the summit. We will be having listening sessions. So those of you who may be familiar, we did that the first go round. And so we're hoping to be able to do that. And of course, with the pandemic, we're probably looking at a virtual experience, but hey, things are opening up. We may have some in person and all other forms. So I just want to put it out there that if you're not able to engage in the summit, if nothing else, I consider you a stakeholder because you're here. There are so many people who have that experience of either aging themselves or know people in whatever capacity. And there's so many ways at which we need to tackle senior hunger. And so in this next iteration, we're really looking at expanding out with partnerships from private to public, to university, all of those things. And so we need all people to give their thoughts on our next state plan. So though I don't have a date, I ask you to please keep that in mind and stay close, visiting us on the website to find out when we have those, because we want to hear your voice for sure.
Absolutely. Well, as we come to a close on this interview, I would like to ask you one more question.
Okay.
How do you change the perception of aging?
Well, let's see. Well, I'd like to think that when people know what I do, that they realize that there are a diversity of people who are tackling aging, that there are ways at which your interest, from the research end to the I Just Care end to the formalized training end, to the I have funds to share end, that there is a way at which aging can be affected, supported, more person-centered, by people seeing that I'm thinking about all those things. Mm-hmm. And so with that in mind, each of us has an opportunity to be in that same frame of mind. That there is no unique way at which my experience or your experience or someone else's experience is the end all be all way of addressing aging. And so I hope that my change is that people see how they can also be a part of that experience, and make a change for themselves or for others.
That's wonderful. Well, Tope, thank you so much for being with us. It's always a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you, Gwyneth, for this opportunity. I am just excited, and I'm glad that we had an opportunity to talk.
I am as well. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having joined us on Let's Talk Aging. And thank you to Temitope Walker. It was a pleasure to talk with her today. We look forward to talking with you soon. And as you have time, please go to our website and check out some of the programs that we offer. We have a visual imagery program that helps walk you through various scenarios that individuals living with dementia may go through. This is a way for us to connect with you and continue education even when we can't be in the same room together. Let's talk about visual imagery. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you, and talk to you next time.